We are at First State Lanes with the finals of the Youth Top 10 2000 edition. Junior Division champs in match. Jim J.N. Johnson III versus Mike Harris. And Jim decided to go first. He was the tournament leader. And he won the championship 2 years ago. And a good spare by Jimmy. Both bowlers are out of First State Lanes. And we have Mike Harris coming up. Came up through the Boys and Girls Club program. And competed in the TNBA Juniors on Saturday morning. Been bowling for 6 years.
Chief, friends are ready.
14 years old. Mother's name is Sylvia Lewis Harris.
Here's another look at Mike in the first frame. Makes a spare.
Speaking of his mother, she's the one who is Mike's most influence. She's always supported him when he was bowling. His brother's name is D'Angelo.
We'll be back with more right after these words. Okay, we're back with action after a short timeout. And this is the 20th annual Junior Singles or Youth Top 10 tournament. Mike Harris and Jim Johnson III. Again, ball not quite coming up into the pocket. Qualifying for our top 10 tournament comes in 3 parts. Went to Pleasant Hill, and the same day traveled to Brookside. The next day to First State, each for 3 games. And Mike comes out with a spare. In the qualifying, Jim Johnson III was the tournament leader, 1644. Tony Cassetta was second, 1641. Kenny Dryden, 1598. Mike Harris, 1559. And Brandon Moon, 1498. Those were the top 5 qualifiers. And Jimmy just got a strike. And in the semifinals, Mike Harris defeated Brandon Moon 192 to 173. And he defeated Kenny Dryden 189 to 179. And came back to third game and bowled a 216 against Tony Cassetta's 143 to get to the championship match. And there we have Jim Johnson, the third's grandmothers and mother in the background watching the competition. And a 4-6 split by Jimmy. Gives him a 48 through 3. And in the background there is Mike Harris's mother, Sylvia, watching the competition. And a good strike by Mike. As I said, Mike started in the Boys and Girls Club program back in 1993. joined the TNBA, has done very well for himself. Won quite a few tournaments over the years. Won the Coke 11 and under. Team event champion. Doubles event champion. TNBA Eastern Regional team event champion over the years. Has made the top 10 in each of the last 4 years that he's bowled. This is last year in the juniors. There'll be a major next season. And a good spare for Mike. Gives him 57 through 3 to Jimmy's 48. So we've got a 9-pin game at this point after 3 frames.
But we still have a long ways to go, Gary. This is like a lot of other matches. This is going to be a real good. These two are about around the same average bowlers, and they're both capable of doing anything they want when it comes to bowling. And this is just a televised tournament to do it. And Mike likes tournaments because he likes the competition.
Jimmy's been around a while. He's been bowling for 14 years. Bowls at First State and the Holiday First Staters. And the person who had most influence on his bowling is, of course, his dad, who is a PBA champion, Jim J.J. Johnson Jr. He likes tournaments because they're competitive and fun. And there's the shot of the grandmothers watching the competition. And a 5-pin for Mike.
Mike Harris plays in the Northeast Regional. Very big tournament. Yeah, he did a lot to win it, or to get there and become successful.
And this is Mike's second TV appearance, although somehow we managed to lose the first one. And nobody ever got to see that match on TV. So this is actually his first real appearance on TV, although he's bowled in front of the TV cameras twice. And a bucket for Mike.
There still may be some fresh oil on the lane somewhere. I'm not sure where it is now, but I'm sure there's some somewhere, and Mike is throwing the ball maybe just a tad bit too fast for his ball to have enough to hook back to the pocket clean just the way he wants to.
And a good spare for Mike. And it's 68 to 76 through 4. Another look at Jim Johnson. He's won many tournaments over the years, including this one. Won this one a couple years ago as a prep. Bowled one of the higher matches we've ever had by a prep on TV. And he certainly has bowling in his blood. His grandparents bowled. Both parents bowled. Father on the PBA tour for a number of years. And you can see the competitiveness in him. at Mike Harris. Another strike. They're making this an interesting match. Just about 6 pins, Brandon, right now, separating the two.
And they've both finished the 6th frame and the 7th. Mike is going into the 8th. And there's still room for anything to happen. I mean, how many times has splits occurred, Gary, and matches have changed between wins?
And there's Sylvia looking at Mike's leave. 2, 4, 5. Missed the oil on that one a little bit, didn't come up. That's the problem that he has, because he does throw the ball hard. Here's Jimmy Johnson.
He's on a double. Going to the 8th frame.
Well, he went Brooklyn, but it worked.
Turned into a turkey.
Wasn't happy with it, but he's happy with the end result at any rate. Gives him about a 15 pin, 20 pin lead at this point. Well, well, as I always say, if it works, go for it. That's 2 in a row on the Brooklyn side, but they fell. He made 2 mistakes and came out with 2 strikes. Can't complain about that, Brandon.
No, you can't. You just have to learn to like it and accept it. Do anything to win.
And Mike leaves a 3 pin.
.147 in the 9th. Not counting the spare that is possible to make. And he did.
And a good spare. But I don't think he's had enough there.
Mike's just a tad bit under average, but he's
probably tired. He just came from a long drive to get here in time to bowl. Came all the way up from Tennessee. They probably got a little bit of car lag going on there. And that's the 10th frame. Mike gets 1 more shot to complete the game. There, gets a strike, finish up the game, 175. And Jimmy will finish out.
Good finish by Mike Harris. Jimmy's on 4 in a row, going into the 10th frame.
Well, he's staying there.
He's going Brooklyn again. It's 5 in a row.
He's shaking his head. He says, that's not what I wanted to do, but I'll take it. Yep, you might as well stay there, Jimmy.
6 in a row.
That's where they're falling, all 6 Brooklyn, I believe.
A couple years back when Jimmy won the top 10, he also won with a pretty good game. That's a nice score. Looks good. 1-3 pocket.
Hey, finished up with the right side. 238. That just about matches his earlier effort on TV 2 years ago. We'll be back with more. Our champion, Jim Johnson III. We're back with more right after these words.
Ready Moons.
First State Lanes for the junior division, junior girls, Youth Top 10 2000. 20th annual tournament. And our first bowler, Candace Delaney.
Should be starting off this match. Our opponent is Jackie.
That's Jackie Gudzelak. And both these young girls are from Blue Hen Lanes. They bowl in the Saturday morning program. And Candace pulls the ball a little bit, leaves the head pin. She gets a 9. And now we're going to get our first look at Jackie Gudzelak. This will be her first time on TV.
After 6 years of bowling, she finally gets to be on TV.
And she kind of winged the ball down there. Has a 5 count to start her off.
Jackie's mom got her interested in bowling, and she bowls at Blue Hen, as Gary mentioned earlier.
In the qualifying for the tournament, we only had 2 girls in the junior girls division. Candace had a 1362 total, and Jackie had a 1280. That's Jackie a 5 in the first frame. And her mother, Candy, is the head coach at Blue Hen Lanes. And she used to be the head coach at Price Lanes. And same shot again.
Think there's a chance that she's nervous, Gary?
I would say she probably is a little bit.
That, and it is the top 10 tournament. It's a very major tournament.
Platters ready.
And Jackie likes tournaments because of the competition.
As you get a little bit closer to the pocket. That's an 8 count. Candace Delaney originally was bowling from Brookside. This past season, she moved over to Blue Hen.
Shrimp platters ready.
Candace's mom, Susan. His brother, John. What got her interested in bowling is her stepdad. It's Donnie Myers. She's won the Coca-Cola tournament, and Bowlers Gazette, and a spare. And the person who had the most influence on her bowling is Don Myers, because he's a superstar. And a 7 count for Candace Delaney. 248, almost a bucket. And she bowls in tournaments because you get a chance to meet a lot of people. And she leaves the 2. Is her 35 through 3. She's still coming up a little bit short. There's still definitely quite a bit of oil out there, Brandon.
It's a lot, and not a lot of bowlers have been able to adjust to it. That could be a problem.
And there we see, she still hasn't come up to the head pin yet on that one. And there's a $100 scholarship that goes to winners of each of these matches. And there's a difficult shot, the 1-5. This is a dead-on shot, Brandon. Gotta go right smack in the middle of the head pin in order to get that 5 to go. Especially with the ball, with the weight that she's throwing. If you don't do that, it's going to deflect.
Ooh, just like how it just did.
And that's the 4th frame, which means we'll be back right after these words. Action at First State Lanes. And Candace Delaney, after a minute break, has found the pocket.
There was a power strike in the 4th frame.
That was our first strike of the match. These young ladies. Candace is 15 years old. This is her last year in the junior division. She'll be moving up. One, two, four for Candace Delaney. And that's not going to come up. And that gives her 59 through 5. And Jackie's still having problems on lane 2.
Jackie's mother's Candy, who also got her interested in bowling.
There she's coming. Now that's closer. She got the head pin.
Just spared
she
by
made
Jackie.
it. I didn't see that last little bit of action there, but she did make the spare. It's her first spare, and that should help calm her down a little bit. Bowling under the pressure of TV sometimes is difficult to get that first mark. And she let that one get away from her. She's got a smile. Oh well, she's saying to herself, this isn't good. And there's not a good shot. Good thing she doesn't have to shoot that split. That would be difficult for her. She's got 44 in the 6th for Jackie. Candace Delaney coming up in the 6th. Kind of rushing, it seems like to me. She's getting a little bit of action there too. Leaves herself a 2-pin. This is the 20th annual Top 10 tournament. And she makes her spare. The qualifying took place back in May at Pleasant Hill, Brookside, and First State Lanes. The youth bowlers bowled a 3-game set at Pleasant Hill, moved to Brookside for 3 more games, and came back the next day for the final 3. And the beginning of the stepladder finals at First State. And we're here in the beginning of June with the final matches of each of the 5 divisions of the Top 10 tournament. And the spare for Candace Delaney. Well, she found a head pin all right. difficult day for Jackie. Her mom can't be here today to root her on. She's over in Atlantic City in a tournament today. And a miss for Jackie. Really struggling here today. Candace Delaney in the lead comfortably at this point. Okay, that was a decent ball for Jackie. Leaves a 5-pin.
A lot easier than a 7-10 split. This shot should be easy enough to pick up. And it's not too late to get back in the game either.
There she goes by. And we're going by. We'll be back right after these words. And we're back at First State Lanes. Candace Delaney in the 8th. And a strong strike for Candace in the junior division, the Youth Top 10 tournament.
.96 in the 7th frame for Candace with a strike in the 8th.
Another decent ball, leaves a 7-pin.
Could have been a double.
And she makes a spare. It's her 116 through 8 with a spare. And a little over 50 pin lead over Jackie Gudzelak. Okay, there she goes. Nice smile on her face after that ball. Should make her feel a little bit better. And she's up in the doesn't quite get up to the head pin. 1, 2, 4. A spare. These are 2 marks in a row. And she's not going to win the match. But she's given it her best effort at the end of the game. She didn't give up. Okay, 96 or 98 rather. For Jackie Gudzelak. Candace Delaney in the 10th. She's going to pull one out. And a strike. Brian, there's one thing I noticed about her game. She takes no time to paddle. Hits the ball and goes.
I would say the same thing too, Gary, because she's throwing the ball 16 miles per hour. 15.
And a split there for Candace. 5-7-9. Now she still has a decent game, close to her average. 155 for Candace Delaney, Jackie Gudzelak 98. We'll be back with more after these messages.